Leonardo DiCaprio, who is now 48 years old.
Woo.
He looks almost as bad as Madonna. He is bloated. I mean, you could tell.
He does not look as bad as Madonna. Oh my gosh. Have you guys seen Madonna lately? Woo, what a freak show. What a Frankenstein.
This guy's like partied a little bit too much. He's got like the big bloated look, like, ugh, step away from the booze.
Jeez, man. Talk about some shaming. Let's go on.
And he is now dating a teenager.
Right on.
Literally a teenager.
They make it sound like she just turned 13. No, this woman is 19 years old. Okay? 19 years old. About the same age as my girl when I met her 3 years ago. She was just on the cusp of 19.
She's 19. He's in the news every week for how he won't date anybody past age 25.
Because he doesn't have to, Megan. Okay? If Leo was just Joe Schmo with no social status, no money, wasn't in Titanic, he would not have this power. But because he is, he has this power. And you know what? He is exercising this power.
If he does, it makes news.
But she doesn't like it, by the way. You know why Megan doesn't like it? Is because she's a 50-year-old plus woman. And you notice, as I always tell you guys, it's only these older women, mostly over the age of 30, that complain about this, right? That complain Leo won't date anybody over the age of 25. You don't see any 22-year-olds complaining about this, do you? I don't see any TikToks of any 21-year-old women going, oh my gosh, Leo, you pig, you dog, dating this teenager. No, it's just the older harpies that are harping on him about dating these teenagers. And really, it's kind of dirty actually, because what they're doing is they're just executing their own form of pulling the rug out from underneath other women, right? Mostly younger women, because they need these guys like Leo that are it's almost Megan's age, right? They need guys like Leo to take care of them in their older ages. They want more guys. They want more guys to be beta provisioners, especially guys with money, guys with social status, right? Millionaires, billionaires. They want these high value guys to take care of them, these aging women in their older ages, mostly the ones who are unmarried, single, divorced, single moms. They want you, Mr. High Value Man. Stop being a frat boy and dating these girls fresh out of high school. You date these old women. You date these old cougars with 150 plus body count between their legs, with 3 kids from 3 different dudes who've been ran through for the last 30 years chad chasing. You date them, mister. Stop dating these young, fertile, youthful, hot, model-looking 19-year-old women. That's essentially what she's doing here. She's just instituting her own form of very underhanded game.
And now he's actually gone down to a teenager. She could literally be his daughter.
Of course she can.
And I don't know. She's gorgeous, and it's okay, great. She's a model, of course. They all are.
Yep, because he can get them. Because Leo can get them.
Like, this guy...
Just like any other high-value man. It's not just Leo, right? Leo can get them. Any other high-value man can.
The rate of things is never going to know the joy of...
I mean, I'm a pickup artist. I could get these women all day long, right? It's not hard at all. That's why you guys need to get in 7 months to mastery if you want to be like me and Leo. Quick plug.
Meeting somebody who he can fall in deep love with and build a family with.
Fall in deep love with and build a family with, Megan? A 48-year-old woman like himself? Or a 50-year-old, 52-year-old woman like yourself? To fall in love with and build a family with? Are you insane? He's Leo DiCaprio. Why on earth would he want to build a family with somebody who's his own age, who again has been ran through, has been riding the carousels, since the late 80s, probably has some STDs, if that, probably has kids from multiple marriages. Why on earth would he want to do that when he can build a family and settle down with one of these younger women under the age of 25? Okay? Right? He can do that. He can build a family and settle down, but it's going to be with one of these younger women. As much as you don't like that, Megan.
He's just gonna keep banging teenagers for the rest.
Banging teenagers, that's really disrespectful towards his girlfriend. Yeah, I would not appreciate that. Like, if I were Leo and she's like, oh, is it like, as if he's just with her for sex. That's not cool.
Of his life. I don't know, maybe there's some version of guy, Moynihan's like, come on, power to him.
You notice how all these dudes on the panel are super quiet because they're told, like, all these dudes disagree with Meghan silently. They're kind of like, I think he's my hero. They're afraid to say anything because Meghan here is running the panel.
You make it sound so horrible.
See? This dude spoke up.
Yeah, I mean,
It doesn't strike me as something to emulate.
Doesn't strike you as something to emulate. Yeah. Yet Meghan married some Chad, some high value dude with money. Yeah. Sure. Whatever, Meghan. I mean, I normally, I don't know if I would say that, but normally she does pretty good work. But she just reverts right back to her old defense of the sisterhood here in this clip. All right, let's watch another one. Oh man, not Candace too. No.
I actually saw a headline today that said that Leonardo DiCaprio is regretting his reputation. Did you know that?
Oh, he's not.
Quote, is desperate to ditch his reputation for only dating women.
Yeah, he's just saying that because of all the slack that he's getting from these middle-aged women, right? He's just saying that. I mean, I don't even know why. And Leo's a little woke a little bit, so he's just trying to calm everyone down. Personally, for me, I would just double down and be like, hey, I like younger women because less baggage, young, fertile, and easier to deal with, more feminine, more supportive. She's not sitting there pounding her chest about how great she is, like these older women. No crow's feet, no turkey neck, no gray hair. I mean, I would just double down on this and shut everybody up.
Beneath the age of 25. Yeah, I'm sure he is. Because it's creepy and it's perverse.
Oh, Candace, man. Creepy and perverse. She's doing it too. This is just proof, guys. And I mean, her and Meghan are on the right? They're supposed to be these traditional women, but they still defend the sisterhood. They still want somebody like Leo, a high-value dude, to be taking care of them in their older age, right? If not, I mean, obviously they're fine because they married dudes with who are doing fine. But they're talking about their sisters, right? Their sisters who's like in their 40s. Who's going to take care of them? We need more beta providers. We need more blue pill men. Why do you think they're trying to shut down the red pill community or like red pill content or just anything that's honest, right? Anything that will wake men up. They're trying to shut it down because why? We need these beta providers to take care of these women. And the only way they could get you to do that is to keep you blind, uninformed, and in the dark.
I don't know why Hollywood mocks it as if it's funny. I mean, how is he almost 50 now? Do you think it's funny for... If you saw a 50-year-old guy sitting at a bar, a college bar, observing the chicks, you would obviously go, he's weird.
Leo is not sitting at some college bar observing the chicks. Give me a break. That is not happening at all. They're coming to him, right? Because he has status. They are coming to Leo.
It's a creep. You wouldn't go, oh my God, that's so funny.
Nobody thinks it's funny.
Still dating people that are really, really young. I've always wondered that, why society mocks it or applauds it. Scott Disick, that was weird. The Kardashian guy when he dated Sophia Richie right when she turned 18 years old. We're not allowed to have questions. Oh no, well he can. He's not legally a pedophile. Yeah, I get it. He's not legally a pedophile, but we all know it's weird.
Who's we? What is weird about that, right? What is weird about that? I mean, it's practically the same age difference with me and my girl, right? I'm a couple of years older than Leo, so it is the same age difference actually. Nobody has ever went like, hey, you guys are creepy, right? If anything, we get compliments left and right. I mean, we do. We get a lot of compliments. I'm surprised at how many people compliment us. Like when I'm out with my girl, like, hey, you guys are a really great looking couple. Oh, you guys seem really great together. Oh my gosh. You know, you guys are going to have beautiful babies together and all this. Nobody's ever been like, hey, you creepo, weirdo. No, I've never heard that, except from haters on my channel. Okay, we're gonna break into one more. This is a great story.
Leonardo DiCaprio has sparked controversy online after pictures surfaced of him at a party with 19-year-old Israeli model Eden Polani.
She's 19.
This is not the first time social media users have taken notice of DiCaprio's penchant for dating younger women, particularly those no older than 25.
I mean, again, so what?
Some have compared the 29-year age gap difference between DiCaprio and his latest muse to the same gap between Pedro Pascal and his co-star Bella Ramsey on HBO's The Last of Us, except in HBO's post-apocalyptic world, Pascal's character is more of a father figure to Ramsey's role.
Conservative podcaster Ben Shapiro took note of the controversy and tweeted, "Today I learned that Leonardo DiCaprio dating a 19-year-old adult woman is the height of moral evil, mostly from the same people who believe a 4-year-old can consent to gender change."
He's right. But I mean, notice it's mostly the guys who are on Leo's side, and the women are against Leo, right, for doing this. It's just fascinating to see this. How the women will, no matter what side of the political fence they're on, will defend the sisterhood to no end.
So this discourse kind of always goes on whenever Leo has a new girlfriend.
I mean, even this guy doesn't care.
Because he tends to date women who are younger than 25.
Oh, not tends to.
Exclusively dates.
There's a chart that people have put together charting his girlfriends over years.
For some reason, people
as
are
they
really
get-
offended by this.
And as they get older
Yeah.
and closer to 25, they always break up at the same
But they're not-
age.
Nobody's being forced to date Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't care. I don't.
Thank you. See? See? All the dudes back Leo on this. Because all the dudes know deep down, at least these dudes are honest. Deep down, they would do it too. They're like, if I could date this 19-year-old girl, I would do it too. Right? At least they're being honest.
See what the issue is.
You know what's so interesting is that,
See, he was like, I don't see what the issue is.
Nobody's being forced to date Leonardo DiCaprio. I don't care. I don't see what the issue is.
You know what's so interesting is that, so it's obviously not illegal. No one's charging
No.
charging him with any criminal wrongdoing. There's no
She's
moral
oh, God.
wrongdoing here. But people
The tone of the
commenting-
coverage is that this is pretty close to a moral wrongdoing.
Well, people expressing their opinion on Twitter that it's weird that this guy has never once in his entire life apparently dated someone over the age of 25.
Because he doesn't have to. And most guys, if they didn't have to, they wouldn't do it either. Right? Most guys are only dating, like, if the guy's like 50 and he's dating a 50-year-old or 55-year-old woman, it's because he has to. Right? He doesn't have much choice.
Especially now that he's almost 50 years old.
He doesn't have the status or the game to get the younger women, right? I don't have Leo status, right? Financially, I'm doing well, but I don't have Leo status. I can't walk around like, hey, it's me, it's M, right? No, I can't do that. Like, he could walk around and be like, look, it's me, Jack from Titanic. I can't do that. I have to go into these venues and pound the pavement like the master PUA that I am to get these girls. That's how I got my girl. I got my girl from Straight Cold Approach. Now, if I tried to get my girl like off a dating app, if I tried to get somebody on her level on a dating app, no, I can't pull that off, man. I'm not 6 feet tall. Even if I listed my income, she would never believe it, right? Even though I like post on my social media, like on these dating apps, you know, there's no way she would ever believe that, and she would probably have like millions of messages from dudes. I would never even be seen. But Straight Cold Approach, that's how you even the odds. So get into 7 months of mastery. Want to be like me and Leo? Quick plug.
Is getting an incredible amount of pushback from people like Ben Shapiro, which to me it's like sleeping dogs life. Of course, people are going to comment on an older man who not just dates some younger women, but exclusively dates women that
Because
are
he
considerably
can.
younger than him. But Ben Shapiro, I think a lot of the counter arguments to people who are just like, yeah, that's kind of weird, are people like Ben Shapiro
No,
that says,
it's not.
oh,
Not weird at all.
This is apparently the height of moral evil.
It's old as time,
nobody
man.
Claimed it's the height of moral evil.
Older guys always
Freaking
wanted
out
younger
over
women.
Anybody having any squishiness about this having.
I don't think I agree with you. The commentary on this, and in the past with the other people he's dated from places like Jezebel and Gawker, and people I take to have like left socialist type views, is that this is barely consensual because no one in their early 20s would be capable of consenting to be in a relationship with Leonardo DiCaprio.
What?
Which is totally infantilizing to me.
Thank you. Thank
in terms
you.
of like the law, it is barely consensual.
They gotta stop infantilizing women, treating them like they're infants. And then she's like, oh, he's barely passing the law. Give me a break. No. Once she turns 18, bro, she's legal.
Because she's 1 year past the age of consent. So, I mean,
consensual.
Technically,
So
I mean,
what?
it's consensual. But
It's consensual.
I think that when people see, the photos of like Pedro Pascal's character and Ramsey's character on the show, people have a very different reaction to the idea of whether or not they feel, this is not law, nobody's throwing anybody in jail, but whether they
You
feel
can't.
instinctively
It's
like
illegal.
that's appropriate. And it seems
Totally
obvious
legal.
to me that the reason why we kind of, as a society, accept certain partnerships is because of not the age of the woman, not the maturity level of the woman, but how like sexy and sexual she looks. I think Ramsey looks like a little girl. People are weirded out by it. Leonardo DiCaprio's new girlfriend looks like a mature model.
Yeah,
I think she is a model. And so our perceptions of what is appropriate, whatever that means, are about basically how appealing the woman, sexually appealing and adult the woman looks, which, I think is an interesting thing to think about. Like, how are we setting these kind of standards of
This guy's expression says so much, man. He's just like, lady, I'm never going to agree with you. Go Leo. He's looking at her like, you could do these, do this double speak all you want, but I'm on Leo's
what we think
side.
is socially appropriate, legally appropriate, isn't really key to anything real, because so many girls have had the experience of maturing at 12, 13 years old, seeing society interact with them in a very different way, men feeling like they have an entitlement to their bodies and to be sexual toward them, because they also present as mature, despite being actually illegal.
Isn't there I find this very anti-women's agency, like
Yeah.
whatever her name is, the 19-year-old, the girlfriend of Leonardo DiCaprio, to say that like she's doing something wrong, or she doesn't want,
I know.
or she can't make her own choices, or she's an adult woman,
Yeah.
over the age of consent.
Thank you.
Dating an older man, and like she can make that choice. That's a choice. Lots of people historically have been in age mismatched relationships, one way or the other. I don't.
Yeah, you gotta love how it's the dudes who are defending Leo. But look at her look at the expression on her face. She's looking at him like, she's like, look at him like, you better watch your step, mister. You know that we gotta have beta providers out there to take care of older women like me who are gonna ride the carousel, bang dudes in different countries, and then come back here to the U.S. and find a beta provider. Don't you screw this up. I mean, that's what's behind this look, man. And this dude is like all the dudes that have been on these panels we featured tonight. None of them agree with these chicks. Okay? None of them, including me, as somebody who's dating somebody who's essentially 30 years younger than me, right? Nobody's ever said anything to me except haters online, again, right? Or actually friends, a couple of friends of mine that I grew up with have made comments that are like, oh my gosh, Matt will never grow up. Why? Because I'm dating somebody who's younger and hotter? Give me a break, because I don't want to date somebody who's like 50 and, been ran through and slept with hundreds of dudes. No thanks.
None of my business, and no one's forcing her, and to say that like the coverage is like putting her down for daring to do this.
I know.
I mean, that's what the coverage I've seen.
It
the
is.
coverage I've seen has been very focused
Like,
on Leonardo DiCaprio.
A 19-year-old can die in war. A 19-year-old can vote. A 19-year-old can take on massive amounts of debt. A 19-year-old can and to Ben Shapiro's point, which I actually don't think is wrong necessarily or crazy here. 19-year-olds and in the left view, ideally people much younger, could sign up for very invasive, very reversible surgery.
Let's talk about that, because Ben Shapiro, I
think
presume,
that's a valid
as
point.
a Jewish man, circumcised his child as a baby long before he could even begin to think to consent or agree to anything.
What
Is
are you
that
talking
genital
about?
mutilation okay?
Not going to talk about that subject.
She's comparing circumcision to parents like transitioning their children. Oh my gosh, man. This talk about a reach. This chick is just so reaching right now to try to argue with this guy. It is just proof that you can't argue with women. They're more concerned with being right than they are getting to the truth. I mean, they're so afraid of just being wrong and admitting they're wrong and admitting the other person has a point that they will go to these extremes where she's comparing circumcision to transitioning your child from boy to girl. I mean, this chick is just Looney Tunes.
Okay, well, that's the way that we talk about lopping off genitals and doing irreversible surgical procedures
Oh
to
my
genital
gosh.
genitals. There's a real double
But
standard there.
I was not bringing up these things to say that that's not appropriate to let people of that age do whatever. I was bringing it up to say that
Yeah.
I find it very discordant
You're-
to say you should have
Robbie,
those things, but a 19-year-old is
You
just
are
a
focused
child.
on
and
her.
can't
I'm
be
not
in a-
talking about her.
Yeah, they're saying that, like she at being at 19 is not old enough to make the decision of dating an older man. But yet they're saying like an 8-year-old can decide their own gender. I don't think so. And then this chick, because she knows she's cornered and she's wrong, she's like, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this. That is something that women often do. They will completely jump to a leap to a completely different offhand topic to distract you just so they can continue to seem right.
Talking about Leonardo DiCaprio's choice to consistently date people who are very young. So you said all the things that she can do. She can vote. She can go to war.
Yep.
Someone on the internet, I saw a joke that another celebrity who dates young people said, I can do this better than you hold my beer. That's a joke. And Leonardo DiCaprio's girlfriend literally can't because she's too young to actually drink. So, look,
And?
you're a celebrity. There's a certain amount of chatter and scrutiny that comes about your life that's not necessarily fair, but it's the name of the game. There's a really easy thing that Leonardo DiCaprio could do to quash these rumors, which is to find somewhere on the whole planet a 28-year-old that he's sexually attracted to.
Oh, God.
And apparently it's a tall order for him. He doesn't have to.
He doesn't have to. Why does he? Why? He doesn't have anything to prove to any of these people. Like, oh, yeah, how about at least a 28-year-old? Even if he dated a 28-year-old, they'd be like, no, 38-year-old. That's better, man. Oh, actually, make it 48-year-old. You can never satisfy them all. All right, just do whatever you're going to do, as long as it's legal and be unapologetic. As Leo, he is apologizing, but I will never apologize for dating my girl who is 30 years younger than me. I could give 2 craps less.
He doesn't owe that to anybody, and the public who thinks it's increasingly interesting that as the older and older you get, at no point in your life do you ever date anyone over the age of 25, are going to continue to talk about it.
It is interesting given the whole groomer discourse, conservatives being so worked up about this concept, saying everyone is grooming everyone.
That's not grooming, man. That's like, yeah, that is. I don't think he's making that point, but that is definitely not grooming. Like him dating this 19-year-old, he's not grooming anybody. Like that would have had to happen when she was like 14 or 15, when she was underage, and like Leo came along and like, here, let me train you how to be an actor. No, there was none of that going on. There was no grooming. He met her, she met him. They liked each other. They're attracted to each other, and the rest is history. Now they're in a relationship. There's no grooming there, dude.
Democrats and the left of engaging in grooming, when actually what I see is the opposite trend, is that increasingly in progressive circles, it is considered gross or bad to have any kind of age discrepancy in the people dating.
Yeah, because in the liberal circles, they want beta provisioners to take care of these single moms, because the left, I mean, they're just more destructive to society, right? They are. Right? I mean, that's just true, right? Everything they do is pretty self-destructive for society, and they want more. They encouraging women to become single moms, encouraging women to chase their corporate careers, encouraging women to sleep around, with different dudes and rack up a high body count, and there's not going to be no consequences. They're constantly encouraging them to do that, knowing that they're going to end up being alone and penniless with no man and no husband. But to fill the void, they want high-value guys like Leo or anybody else with money out there or status to come rescue these girls. And they can't rescue them if they're out there dating these young models, can they?
To be clear, this is not any kind of age discrepancy. It's a 30-year gap.
So?
And it's a 30-year gap, not between a 30-year-old and a 60-year-old, which I think a lot of people would be much more comfortable with.
Oh,
but between
gosh.
someone who
Says who?
has
Sounds like a social construct to me.
And one person put it, is so young that COVID disrupted her high school.
What?
What do you want me to say? My libertarian is coming out. I don't care about what choices other people make as long as it's consensual and adult, which this all is. It's none of my business.
It's none of my business either. So God bless. Look, at the end of the day, she's only going to be with Leonardo DiCaprio for maximum 6 more years before she's out on her keister and he has to find someone who's under 25. So this will resolve itself in due time.
More rising right after this.
So yeah, she was just saying that like Leo's girlfriend's so young that COVID affected her high school. I mean, yeah, when I met my girl, I mean, she's like, I remember the first time I saw her room, she still had her, well, actually the first time I rode in her car, she still had her high school tassel on the, you know, you put your high school tassel on your rearview mirror. She had that on there. Her old stuff from her varsity volleyball team, cheerleading, that she was just doing like literally a year before she met me. So I find that very funny. Yeah. Regardless, drop your comments below, guys. Let me know what you think of tonight's coaching video. Anything you'd like to share, how you feel about Leo dating a teenager. Do you think it's weird? You know, I always go back to the porn argument. Do you see like 50-year-old guys looking up 50-year-old women on like the porn sites? No. Guys, no matter what age, are all looking at the 18 to 22-year-olds. And that is the data. That's actually a stat. So drop your comments below. Let me know what you think about Leo and his new girlfriend. Anything you'd like to add, anything you'd like to share, drop them in the comments below. As always, this is M from the 33 Secrets signing out. Don't forget to smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, smash that notification bell for me as well. Helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. Also, if you guys want to support my work and everything I'm teaching you here, best thing to do is to support me is to jump into 7 months to mastery, where I'm teaching guys just like you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, most beautiful looking women on the planet. I'm talking about the 8s, 9s, and 10s, same as my girl, Leo. I want you to become one of us, right? And I have thousands of students now all around the world using my material, using my techniques to go out there and find, meet, and attract these women into their lives. I am a professional pickup artist. I'm one of the best in the world. I've been doing this for my entire adult life. I have mastered this art form. I love this art form, and I want to teach it to you, right? It's an art form that you could use not only in your dating life, but in business, health, literally every aspect of your life. As Neil Strauss once said, pickup is everything, right? I mean, it's in every aspect of our lives. So, it's the best way to support my work. Jump into 7 months to mastery. All you need to do is click the link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. Just takes 2 seconds, so do that now, and I'll see you in my next coaching video. I'm out.